Um, so it may be that my mom has never been one to be super religious, and so as a result, I'm not either.
Right.
That's what I was raised, so.
Right. It's just interesting because, I have plenty of friends, and even Zach, they don't consider themselves very religious people. Zach's mom came from, uh, she's from like Portugal, so she came and she's very, very Catholic. And then he was raised that way, but he doesn't consider himself religious because he's more into, science and things like that.
Right.
But I think I was just curious as to, because your background sounded, permissive, and I think I don't know, but sometimes it feels like there's a general respect for different religions. Sometimes with Europe, some people feel a little bit more respectful of religious diversity. Not totally, not every place. Just do you think that?
It's more of to live and let live kind of mentality.
Okay.
And I think that in Europe, certainly I would say for my mom, it's kind of been the same way. She's never been anti-religious. She's never really talked about that necessarily.
Right.
And my dad certainly, just in his infinite wisdom, would bring us to various churches. So kind of in a way for us to have a look at or to experience different religions. Like I remember him bringing us to a Black Baptist church and other places. But I don't know if he did that for us or for himself. I'm not really sure. I want to believe he did it because he wanted us to have a taste and to see if there was something that we liked and that we wanted to follow.
Right.
But my mom's always been she's pretty accepting of pretty much everybody. And her second relationship is with a Black man. So
right.
After she and my dad got divorced, she was with Larry, and she's been with Larry ever since. So you can, race didn't play a part in any relationship she had either.
That's that was something that I briefly thought about that I thought was going to ask you about, but you covered that. And would you say, I guess, so you went through parents divorcing. Do you think it's, I have friends whose parents are divorced. Do you think it was any different for reasons as to why your parents got divorced? Like, was it hard, or was it more of a this needs to happen situation? Or even if you don't want to comment on that, just kind of like how it was for you, or it didn't really, how did that play for you?
No, I don't mind. I'm an open book kind of. I don't, there's no question. You can ask me any question and I'll answer it for you. But, the divorce, well, let me see. I was 11 or 12, 12-ish when it happened. It was not the ideal. It was not an ideal situation. My dad took it very hard. Part of the problem, part of the reason, and he has every right to feel that way, or he did have every right to feel that way, was because my mom actually had been in a relationship with Larry prior to them getting separated.
Okay.
So she cheated on him, and so there you go, you have that. And so that was very hard for my dad, which is completely understandable. He did not take it well, and it caused a lot of hard feelings, obviously, between him and my mom, and him and Larry, because he had actually been friends with Larry prior to this all happening. So, it's a big old freaking mess.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a problem. And at one point, my dad left, and he left my mom, but he took my brother Michael with him. And he moved to California. I don't know what he was thinking, whether he was going to try to start a new life out there, or if he just needed some time and distance, or what happened. And then when my mom filed for custody of both of us, both me and my brother Michael, immediately my dad returned with Michael because he wanted to fight it. So then we had court hearings, with my mom and dad fighting over custody of who gets who, who gets which child. My mom wanted both of us, and I assume my dad was fighting for both of us. I don't really know, but And when my dad found out my mom was pregnant,
Mm.
he went ballistic
Mm-hmm.
and actually came over to the house where, you know, I had grown up pretty much most of my youth, and punched my mom in the stomach.
Mm.
So that was pretty horrible when that happened.
Right.
Because my brother and I were both there when that happened, and my aunt from Holland was also there. So,
Wow.
so that was, you know, pretty much the first violence ever that was in my family, and really the last two that I'm aware of.
Right.
But it turned out he was the father because that's gay.
Right.
Okay. Who my mom was pregnant with, but it was through, you know, my dad was so upset and so angry, you know, that he took it out physically on my mom, you know, and then, so it was not an easy divorce, no, you know, and my dad, it was very, because he was very hurt, and then he kind of channeled that hurt and anger into writing about it. He would write me long letters about my mom and her boyfriend, and, you know, like just really stuff you don't need to talk about to like a 15-year-old at the time, you know.
Right.
It really was not healthy.
Right.
But I can understand why he thought the way he did.
Right. And